Hey, Jay Malinowski's here from Bedouin Soundclash. How's it going, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm excellent. It's nice to see you again.
It's great to see you.
Can you imagine 20 years ago to be thinking we'll be celebrating this record 20 years later?
No, I cannot.
It seems like yesterday in a lot of ways, like shows at, God, where were we playing back then? Like Lee's Palace, and it was out towards the lake, the Cool House.
Yeah.
Playing gigs at the Cool House and stuff. Like, crazy all these years later.
It doesn't seem, well, put it this way, it doesn't feel like 20 years ago to me when I tell people that. Also, when I meet kids because When the Night Feels My Song was a staple on CBC Kids.
Yep.
And those, I don't know. And I remember it vividly because I remember, especially when in my 20s when I wouldn't, maybe been partying a bit more, and I'd come into like the airport and they'd have that on the TV at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and I'd just be like, oh my God, I remember hearing that song coming, like When the Night. And those kids are all in their 20s now.
Oh God.
Which is why it's like, so yes, time passes more slowly as you age.
And these kids are just
or passes more quickly as you age, but these kids are a fantastic reminder of how old I truly am.
Oh God. I was thinking the same thing because I mean that was like a soundtrack to 2005 or so, I guess it was.
2006,
Sounding the Mosaic, that whole album, just start to finish. And yeah, I started thinking about it when I knew you were coming in. I thought, God, am I getting old? No, we're not getting old.
No.
We're just enjoying some things that we did once upon a time. And now we're enjoying them again because it's 20th anniversary time and you're out on the road and you're playing shows. Are you doing the whole album in these gigs?
Yeah, except for yes, we are. We're doing the whole album, but we're not just doing it like front to back. Like I did talk to some kids out in, when I was out west in Victoria, and they were like, oh, I love this album, but like, you're not going to do front to back. And I was like, because he's like, because it's okay, but you kind of want to have it like a bit of a like difference in your show. And I really appreciated it because I was like, the last thing I want to do is play the album front to back. I mean, it's not that we didn't love all those songs, but we have a ton of other songs, and we also think the set can. So we'll play all of the album, but it'll just be interspersed with like all of the other albums that we have as well. So.
I think that's a great way to do it. There was definitely a time when bands first started they started hitting those anniversaries and stuff, and they started playing the album start to finish. But now it's like, that feels like kind of a chore that we're making the band do.
Yeah. Well, there was a band, I think it was Bowling for Soup. Yeah. I think they put out, like, it was really funny. They're like, look, like, there was like 3 good songs for us on this album, and the rest were like, we never play. There's a reason for that. Like, the last thing we want to do is spend 45 minutes just playing songs that were like album tracks
while we watch you go get a drink. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, although I did go see Massive Attack do all of Mezzanine front to back, and I was like at Queen E, and that was incredible. So yeah.
There's definitely spots for it, but I think like, if we're celebrating the record, it doesn't have to be like, let's celebrate it here and then we'll play all the other songs. Like, let's throughout the evening enjoy the whole thing.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, right. And then you put out the 7-inch with Frank Turner. How does that come together?
Well, we were like how it literally came together was I reached out to Frank. I said, hey, I want to do sort of with When the Night, pay homage to like kind of all the places that we took inspiration from as a band, and like for us that was like the punk side of England with like the Clash, and I think Frank really fits into that with like his kind of the Billy Bragg vein of his career. And then obviously Jamaican music, and then also like the Southern Californian scene. So we kind of handpicked artists who we were friends with or who had covered the music. So we chose Frank to do a version, and it was like more of a Billy Bragg, just single guitar, me and him singing. And then we did a version with the Interrupters from LA, who, as well as with Jesse Royal from Jamaica, who both had covered When the Night Feels My Song at a certain point in their career. So we put that together, and that was more of like a classic kind of rock steady version of When the Night. And it was really just to show like, where our influences come from with this band, which was why we started. We felt in Toronto, especially when I met Eon, like that there was an organic mixture of things that England had done so well in the 80s where they took like punk rock and mixed it with reggae and West Indian influences, and a band like The Clash was what I grew up on.
Absolutely.
Was this incredible hybrid all its own of its own language. And I think that's what I love in music, and that's what we attempted to do with Bedouin, and hence the album name being called Sounding a Mosaic was.
Oh, of course, you're putting all the pieces together like
yeah,
that.
And I mean, we always promoted the idea of the cultural mosaic in Canada. I think that's a Pierre Trudeau concept, and we were like, okay, well, this is what it sounds like. This is a part of it. If we do embrace this idea of mixing and melting stuff together, then we felt like that in Toronto there was a reason to do it. And trust me, when we went to England as a reggae fusion band, they'd be like, and guess where they're from? There's always we had a real, but England was where they embraced this album first.
Okay.
And so, it was an uphill battle.
I talked to Frank about you last time I interviewed him. And he said what was great about your friendship is that you guys met on the back side of your party days. Had you met on the front side, things might have gone a little awry.
Me and Frank probably would have been friends, but not for too long. You know what? Oh man, I love Frank. He's such a great guy.
And you played his gig, right? The casino.
We did the Lost Evenings at the casino,
which was awesome. That whole festival they put together was great.
Yeah. He's just a scene of his own.
That's
Frank.
A great way to describe him.
Incredible.
The last time we got new music from you guys was We Will Meet in a Hurricane.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
We're getting a little further away from that. What do we think? New stuff soon?
We're starting to work on new stuff next year. I'm putting out a solo record this year.
Oh, awesome.
I've just started finishing it up. I've got there's about 150 person choir on it. I got guys from New Orleans singing on it. Davey Badiak's mixing it right now in LA, so I'm doing that next week, and I'm going to put that out. And then after that, we're working on a Bedouin record.
See, this always interests me for people who are in bands and then also have their own solo thing.
Yeah.
How do you determine what's a song that when you're writing solo stuff, are you only focused on that, or do you ever start working on something and go, oh, that would work better as a Bedouin song?
Yeah.
Do you have to do that?
It's a mix. Yeah, I have to do it all the time, and it's a mixture of all things. I'll have 5 songs that I'm like, oh, these are definitely going to go towards Bedouin, or even a different project. I'm always thinking about different projects. Going back to the idea of The Clash, one thing I loved when I was younger about a band like that was that there was this really strong imagery, and it was a world of its own, and that was The Clash coming together. But then there's Joe Strummer, who had that more Johnny Cash, minstrel, troubadour vibe. And I think that I love artists that do stuff like that. I mean, I think the person who does it best is Damon Albarn. There's all sorts of And I just love writing music, and I think that Bedouin has its language, and then when I'm doing a solo, for this one, it's I always have a vision of what I want to do, and for this one, for the solo record, my vision was doing hymns, large scale choirs, which is sort of I've always loved. I grew up in school; we always had to sing hymns, and even When the Night Feels My Song is a 4-part hymn, more or less.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was I really wanted to lean into that aspect of music that I love, and definitely be more of a solo thing or whatever it's going to be, and a little more rock, a little more rock and roll. So some really big drums we did at Armory in Vancouver. And I'm really excited about it, but it's kind of I hate to use the word brand because I think it's kind of a gross word.
I get what you mean.
We overuse it.
Yeah.
But I always want to be true to what the vision is of each thing and not try to put a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah, shoehorn anything into where it doesn't belong. Absolutely.
Yeah. Although I fail at that sometimes. Sometimes I look back at a couple albums, I'll be like, oh man, that should have been that was a solo song. That was and I'll see the fans be like, I don't really understand this song. I'm like, yeah, it was.
Sounds like the fans are very honest with you guys.
Yeah, well, we only have 5 or 6. So
no, come on. Ridiculous.
No.
They're going to be packing the house in Hamilton coming up March the 28th, and the Opera House here in Toronto March 29th. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited. We also have Vernon Maytone, who lives in Montreal now, a classic reggae singer from the 70s, or had a hit in the 70s, Money Worries, which is on this album. and he'll be coming to sing with us in Toronto, which will be incredible. He'll be singing in Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, and Hamilton.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a great show. Got the horns with us. It's going to be a party.
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Opera House, March 29th. Grab a ticket while you still can. Jay, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Jeb Rand, running from bullets of his past, jumping from rock to rock, just out of grass. Orphan boy, coming in ships across the sea. Memory is what y'all know, not what you see. Oh, please understand, Jeb Rand, your hate wanted man, shot down by your brother's hand. Jeb Rand, run out of this land. They won't stop till you can't understand. Jeb Rand, fighting time with all his might. A desert wind blows 10,000 guns blazing in the night. So please understand, Jeb Rand, your head wanted man, shot down by your brother's hand. Jeb Rand, run out of this land. They won't stop till you can't understand. Hell, understand. Stand. Please understand, Jeb Rand, your hate wanted man, shot down by your brother's hand. Jeb Rand, run out of this land. They won't stop till you can't understand. I'm on a rocky road, heading down off a mountain slope, and as my steps echo, echo, louder than before. Another day is done. I'll say goodbye to the setting sun. See what I found, turn back to the ground, just like before. Hey, 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 a beautiful day, a beautiful day. Hey, a beautiful day, a beautiful day. When the night feels my song, I'll be yours, I'll be yours. Into the undergrowth I twist and turn on a lonely slope. In the twilight, the day turns to night, and I'm alone. my song. I'll be home. I'll be home.
Beautiful.
There you go. Thanks, man.